In this video, I'm going to give you 6 key habits for creating a life that you actually love, and I mean that you actually love. So this video, I'm going to structure into the 6 key habits, and then at the end, I'm going to share with you habits that I actually do want to implement as well, because this is a constant journey. You know, I am not perfect. I don't do these habits consistently every single day, but these are habits that I truly have implemented, and I believe with my heart that they have allowed me to create a life that I truly love. These are not wishy-washy habits now. These are genuine things that I actually do. I am very aware that there is a trend going around on social media right now where people kind of build their success, right? And then they try and sell you their success by telling you these crazy things that they're doing, which they genuinely didn't do whilst building that success, right? So whether it's 5 a.m. morning routines, you don't need that in order to be successful. A disclaimer, these are small things which I believe everybody has access to do if you have internet. If you are watching this video, then you can implement these 6 habits into your life, so they are very much achievable. First of all, habits are things that you do quite consistently, so that can be every day or it can be every week. It doesn't have to be every day, it can be every hour or whatever. But these are things that you do consistently, and then they turn into something that you do on autopilot. So they turn into something that you do automatically. It no longer feels like, oh, I have to go to the gym, for example, but it's just something that you do because you've done it for so long. So say if you've done a habit for 21 days, which is usually the amount of time it takes to actually build a new habit. So if you have been to the gym between 18 to 21 days, now really it's going to feel very natural for you to just take yourself to the gym, because now it's turned into a habit. It's no longer something that you feel like you have to do and have to force yourself to do. So those are the things that I'm talking about in this video. I'm not talking about odd things that you do here and there, but I'm talking about consistent habits, and these are daily habits as well. I'm actually going to start with the one which I believe has changed my life the most, and that is visualization, baby. I have been visualizing, I'm sorry, but this is what I have been visualizing. I have been visualizing for just over 6 months, I would say now, pretty consistently. Actually, for the past few weeks, I feel like I have fallen off a little bit because your visualizations have to change. So let's talk about visualization. Visualization is you visualizing a certain outcome for yourself, whether that is traveling to a new location, or whether that is living in a house, or whether that is moving out of your current place, or whether that is having the body you desire. It can be so broad as long as it's something specific. The way that I visualize is I actually write down around 3 to 5 things that I really want to make happen in my life, and I write those down in quite a bit of detail, but I don't have to write it in so much detail. I more visualize it in so much detail. I read these 3 to 5 things every single morning, and I visualize exactly what it would be to have those things, exactly how I would feel to have these things in my life, to have these be my reality. The key with visualization is really feeling as though these things, these visualizations are true and are in your life right now. That is how I have found it to be so beneficial for me and actually truly changed my life. I do believe that the fact that I did this every morning for months and months helped me to achieve the goals that I have achieved now. Not only because I'm tricking my mind into thinking that I have something, that's not the point, but it's like when you remind yourself and when you visualize what could be possible, what you can create from your life, then you have this drive to pursue. Then you have this drive and this momentum and this motivation to be like, oh my God, if that's possible, I want to do the work. And the most important thing is that you do the work. So anything that is going to help you do the necessary work to get to where you want to be, that is a great thing, okay? Okay, so if you feel like you might struggle with the first one, which is visualization, then this second tip is probably better for you. And this is simply writing down your goals for the next 6 months to 1 year and reading them every single day, preferably in the morning when, before you do anything, before you wake up, when you're literally still in bed. This is so simple, and I know it's straightforward, but when you are surrounded by distractions and when you are surrounded by other things to do, it's really important to bring yourself back to why and bring yourself back to the bigger picture. I have a page now on my Notion which says read this every morning, and it's what I want to achieve in the next 1 year, and then it's some bigger life like goals as well, just depending on what mindset I'm in, right? Because sometimes you want to read, okay, what can I like see that maybe, where do I want to be in 1 year's time? Where do I want to be? What do I want to be doing? What kind of work do I want to be doing? Or where do I want to be in 5 years' time? And do I want to have a family and all of these different things? Just having these somewhere that you can read every single morning just to bring you back to why, bring you back to the bigger picture and help you to do the work. At the end of the day, all of these habits are helping us to do the necessary work that needs to be done in order to get to where we want to be. The third habit that I have implemented and do religiously every single day when I am back home in Sweden is walking first thing in the morning. I know it sounds super simple and quite basic, but this has really elevated my life and made it so much better, because I spend pretty much the first 30 minutes to an hour completely off my phone, and there are studies to say that getting sunlight first thing in the morning for at least 10 minutes is so beneficial for you, and it's really good for your circadian rhythm, your sleep, everything. Also, another reason why you should walk first thing in the morning, well, you're getting out in nature, you're looking at colours, you're not looking at a screen, you're not looking at square things, right? You can also ground, you can walk bare feet, which has amazing studies saying how beneficial they are for humans, but also it's something easy. You're completing a very easy task first thing in the morning. 5-minute, 10-minute walk, easily doable for most people. And when you complete a very easy task, that just gives your self-confidence, and it boosts your self-confidence and it makes you believe in yourself, right? And you can tick that off your list. I would definitely recommend starting your day with something that's quite easy that you have on your list that you can tick off. So my thing is always walking, because it has benefits. It's so easy and it actually makes me so happy. I really look forward to that now. I'm very lucky that in Sweden I live right next to a forest, so I walk a lot around there and it's a really beautiful walk, and I also listen to walking meditation. So I would definitely say that this habit has made my very basic life much more bearable. If you find yourself addicted to social media, you will love this next one, because this is something I've implemented in the past few weeks. Obviously now I'm traveling, I'm in Bali, so I'm not actually doing this now, but when I am back home in my mode, in my groove, I delete social media for 4 days of the week. This is social media that's not bringing me clients, right? So this does not mean LinkedIn, and this does not mean uploading to YouTube. Things that don't bring me return, things that are just distracting. I don't have TikTok. Monday to Thursday, they are not on my phone. I am not even going anywhere near these apps, and I'm just not getting distracted by them. For me, this just helps me stay focused in the beginning of the week, because I know that the start of the week for me is usually the time where I am feeling most focused and most driven. For some reason on a Monday, I'm like, that's my most productive day of the week. I'm like, woohoo, and then it just goes downhill. I don't know why. But deleting social media Monday to Thursday is an incredible productivity hack, and I definitely recommend you try it. This is a habit I've implemented, and I will 100% implement it when I'm back home as well. Now I am, like I said, I'm talking to a lot of people in Bali on Instagram and making connections, so it just doesn't make sense. Try this and let me know how it goes. Hello, it's a new day and I have ordered myself some food and coffee. How cool. I used to work in a cafe in Stockholm and we did not have these things, and I think if we did, then it would be so much better, because it's so awkward trying to deliver coffee. Anyway, these are habits to creating a life that you love. And this next habit is to cultivate a positive mental attitude. And by that, I mean talking to yourself in a positive way, because this in turn impacts how you live on the outside, how you treat yourself and how you treat others. And if we are creating a life that we love, then the only way that we're going to do that is if we are talking with kindness and compassion and love to ourselves. Now, this is something that I am obviously very much still working on, but the more that you listen to people like Joe Dispenza or inspiring people who talk about mindset, Ed Mylett is a great guy as well, the more that you listen to these people talk about this stuff and how they have a very positive mental attitude towards life, that really does help you to also cultivate that positive mental attitude. So I recommend listening to people who have this positive mental attitude and going about your day just really understanding and knowing that everything is going to be okay and everything around you is working in your favor. I know that you might not truly believe this sometimes, but when you do believe it and when you do start telling yourself these things, it makes your life a whole lot better. Like, it really, really does. I honestly just believe that when you believe in something bigger than yourself, when you believe that there's some kind of higher being watching over you, your life is just going to be so much better, because everything that happens, you can almost give a reason behind, and you can almost say, okay, but it's working in my favor on something bigger. So cultivating a positive mental attitude is a way to create a life that you love. The sixth habit that I really want to mention is no phone in the morning. First thing in the morning, do not check your phone, do not check your emails. Try to journal or just do something that isn't basically looking at the outside world and what everybody else is doing, because it literally just, it sets you up for comparison, it sets you up for just a day of stress, usually, because usually what you are checking on your phone is not going to cause you so much joy, right? And even if it is, even if you're watching like a nice cat video, it's not even in your reality right now. So doing something that is in your reality, whether it's just tidying your room or walking around or just sitting with yourself, not checking your phone first thing in the morning, has been like a non-negotiable game changer for myself. And I know obviously for so many other people, it's just not the best thing to do, especially with your circadian rhythm as well. You want to get sunlight first thing in the morning. Woo. And if you can, then yeah, do that rather than blue light from your phone. I know it's hard in the winter. I don't know, I'm like nervous to go back to Sweden because I'm gonna have to be really careful about that, but it's a great thing to implement, so if you can, do. Now I just want to tell you 3 habits which I actually really want to implement into my life, because I'm not perfect. My life is definitely not perfect. There are still habits and things that I want to introduce into my life in order to make it even more of a life that I love, you know? It's a constant work in progress, and that is the beauty of it. The first thing that I really want to implement into my daily life is creativity. And doing creative things every single day, whether that's, you know, something really, really small, going out taking photos of something random, doing a little drawing, something like this. Because when I was a child, I was very creative. And I hope this inspires you to look back at when you were a child and what you liked. Did you like sport? Did you like art? What did you like doing? And are you doing those things now, or how can you start doing those things again? I just don't give myself the time or the space to do those things anymore. So a big goal of mine is to introduce creativity into my everyday life, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or a few hours, whatever I can make do. The second thing is consistently meditating. I am not super consistent with my meditation practice, so I would really like to do that. Or breath work. I actually did a very powerful breath work here in Bali, guys. It was like the most intense breathwork session I've ever had, but the best as well. So implementing that as well into every day and having it like as a non-negotiable, just like 10 minutes. I really want to start doing that, because right now it's not a non-negotiable for me. It's kind of like an as and when, but it's so powerful. So I think if I made it a non-negotiable and really stuck to it, I think my life would improve. The third one for me, personally, what I'm working on is food and eating 3 consistent meals a day. Now that's very hard when I'm traveling, but I know that when I eat 3 consistent, healthy, good meals a day, I always feel better. So that's another habit that I want to implement, and maybe these will inspire you to create some habits that you want to implement and that you want to do every single day. I hope it does inspire you to do that, and maybe make a list and stick it somewhere and start to introduce those habits into your everyday life, because that is what I am going to be doing, because that's the beauty, like I said, the beauty of life. We're constantly changing, constantly evolving, and there's always things to introduce, there's things to take away, there's things to experiment with. So I hope this video inspires you and yeah, just motivates you a little bit to experiment with different things and truly cultivate a life that you love. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you in the next video, and yeah, have a beautiful day, week, month, life. Bye.